All right, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Midday Market Update. I'm Ryan, your special guest today. Glenn is not with us today. He is feeling better because I know he missed a couple of live streams last week, so I just want to let everybody know that he's definitely feeling better. But he had some personal day off today, so he should be back. Business as usual. I think his next live. Okay, Wednesday with me will be his next live stream. So we're just giving a minute. Let the alerts should have just hit, so everyone's starting to make their way in here. Let's see. All right, Pennywise, how are we doing? We got Rockin' Ronnie, Janice. Hey, Janice, how are we doing? Hearing you loud and clear. Happy Monday. Thank you, Janice, for letting me do that. I got Joey in the background. Don't worry, he's not sick today. We're dropping like flies around here, but I'm glad I'm not sick right now. Horace, hey, how are we doing today? All right, everybody's making their way in. I see the... Oh, there we go. All right, looks like the alert just hit. The numbers, people are still making their way in here. All right. It's Monday. The markets are up. We're a little mixed right now, but the VectorVest composite is up. We do have a green light in the color guard, which is giving us follow through from last Friday. Now, if we noticed or remembered last week, we did get a confirmed down flashing. It flashed twice. I think it was last Wednesday and last Thursday, definitely. We got the flash there, but we stayed in a confirmed up situation. And shortly after that, we got the primary wave up, right? You see the primary wave has been up since September 12th. Green lights to follow suit. But the only thing that can ruin this party right now is the Federal Reserve, right? We all know about the FOMC interest rate decision coming on Wednesday. I'll get to the article here in just a moment, but I did find something interesting because I know we're all, expecting either a quarter point or, 50 basis point move there. So we'll get in that in just a moment. Let's take a look at the major indices. We got the Dow Jones up 116 points today. The NASDAQ composite here is down 147. S&P pretty flat here. You can see -9 and -10 respectively for the S&P 100. VectorVest composite, though, moving to the upside, right? That's the broad market, right? And that's what we're going to focus on. But if you're in tech, I can imagine you're probably feeling a little bit of pain today. You see the NASDAQ down 146. All right, we got Amir, Pneumatic. All right, everyone looks like they're making their way in here. Alpha May, hey Ryan, let's get this VectorVest money, right? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, FOMC is Wednesday, right? So just know if you're buying stocks this week, I don't care if there's a green light, yellow light, red light, whatever it may be, if you're buying a stock, just know it could be a bumpy ride this week, right? Depending on what the Federal Reserve does, depending on how the market can, will react to it. So, that being said, though, the trend is to the upside. Got a lot of great watch lists for you today. A lot of good winners, a lot of good fish for you. Talk about ARM, Tesla, NVIDIA. Those are some of my favorite stocks here. Let's see here. Amir, how is Glenn today? Oh, yeah. In case you just got into the room, Glenn is okay. He is feeling better. Today was just a personal day. Some family stuff. I'm not exactly sure. Don't prone into his business too much. But he is good, and he will be on the Wednesday live stream. He did pre-record a video for tonight. I saw everyone most people watched his moving average video. The views on it was phenomenal from Friday. I told you guys the feedback. When I saw him Thursday, after trading Thursday, I gave him you guys feedback. The back to the basics, the candlesticks, the moving averages, all the good stuff you really need to know just to, understand a chart. You're not going to understand everything about investing in the market, but definitely he's going to put that series out. He just started with the moving average. It's going to be every Friday. So every Friday will be kind of, I did the back to the basics. I don't know what he's naming the series, but essentially it's the same kind of thing. Just get you on the right side of the market. Very simple yet effective techniques, right? Pennywise, I see 50 cent cut as a bad sign. All right, let's go ahead and get into the stories here. You guys are chatting away. Let me pull this up because that is the story I have for you. The first one here, we've got the FOMC preview. This is from Seeking Alpha. How might markets react after the widely expected rate cut, right? That's the question, right? We see the green light, confirmed up situation, primary wave up. But if anybody can ruin a good time, it's going to be the Federal Reserve and exactly what they do here. Now, as far as interest rate cut, I think we're all in agreement that we're probably going to see a cut this week. I would be shocked if we did not see a cut. And honestly, I don't think the markets would like that. Well, you never know how the markets will react, but I don't think they'd like it. But one thing I mentioned here, let's see here. CME Fed Watch presents a 50-50 chance of either a 25 basis point or a 50 basis point rate cut, right? With a higher likelihood of a 25-point basis cut. I'm on the boat of 25-point basis cut, right? The reason why? This right here. And I think Pennywise, I think you just touched on this. This is why I wanted to get to the story. You guys, talk about what I'm going to talk about anyways. Neil, 25 will most likely fall. Yeah, I'm thinking 25, but this is it right here. 25 basis point is anticipated, but a 50 basis point cut could signal financial instability concerns, particularly for smaller banks, right? We saw the regional bank collapse, Silicon Valley Bank. We all know about that story. So me personally, I'm thinking a 25 basis point cut, because if they do give a 50-point basis right out the gate, well, that's probably going to put some fear into the market, right? Why did they jump to the 50 basis point right away? So that's why I'm thinking 25 basis point. I'm looking at the comments here. I'm not even going to pin them because I think we're all in the same boat, right? 25 basis point. If we get the 50 basis point, I'm going to be a little bit more concerned why they went 50 basis points rather than, be excited that the interest rate dropped, right? Because the whole reason why the interest rates are going to drop is that they're expecting, well, two reasons, right? They raised interest rates to slow down the economy. Now, the economy is slowing down a little bit. It's still a strong economy, let's be honest. But it's slowed down a little bit. We are seeing some weakness, some cracks, some chinks in the armor. But cutting these interest rates, right, supposed to signal growth, right, and, economic uncertainty. So we shall see. But ultimately, 25 basis point, I see that being the sweet spot here. If they do go 50 basis point, I think the market might be a little more curious as to why, probably a little bit, nervous, maybe more fearful, because, after that jobs report, it was 818,000 jobs that came across that were missing. The jobs number, well, shortly after, guess what? We got the interest rate cut. Or we're getting the interest rate cut, supposedly, right? So we'll see how it all plays out. But again, just keep your eyes on the trend here of the market, because I don't like to predict the market. I just like to go along with the trend of the market and make money along the way, right? Do you see a neutral market with 25 points? Honestly, I think the 25 points, I see the market rallying. 50 points, it's hard to say. I would probably say be more inclined of a down day in the market, because like I said, the market probably be fearful, what's going on economically, why we need 50 basis points cut all of a sudden. But yeah, I think 25 basis point, that's the sweet spot. Obviously, I believe, yeah, he should give commentary on the interest rate decision, right? At 2:30, the interest rate decision's at 2, so 2:30 should be, that like the FOMC Jerome Powell press conference, and that'll actually be Western Wednesdays, afternoon market action. So me and Glenn will be live for that. Hopefully everyone, participates, comes and join us for that session. A lot of things will be going on in the market, right? Now, as we move on, I got a couple other stories here for you. First one's going to be Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin kind of faded out of the news, right? Especially after all the ETFs, even the Ethereum ETFs came out, things of that nature. We saw Bitcoin on the rise, but look at this one. Bitcoin network hits record level of power, but falling profits push miners to AI. I do see this as a smart thing for miners, to use that computing power for other aspects as Bitcoin becomes harder and harder to mine. And if the price doesn't rise in value, but yet the cost to mining rises, that's not a good business model, right? Now, I've said it before that I prefer either just Bitcoin ETF or, Bitcoin or Ethereum or one of the spot ETFs. I'm not a big fan of the miners. Obviously I've done some videos on them before we had the choice of the Bitcoin ETFs, but now that we got them, right? And I'm going to show you in the VectorVest software exactly what I mean by that. But if you see here, as I scroll down, so as Bitcoin becomes more established and even mainstream as part of the economy, the days of easy money appear to be in the rearview mirror. So you can see it's getting harder and harder for these Bitcoin miners to really push up the price and justify mining. I mean, the cost of energy, the cost of, these GPU circuits, they're getting more and more expensive, right? And as Bitcoin, pulls back, it's not crashing or anything. I'd have to look at the price of it, but, it had have a healthy pullback, had a good rally there. But otherwise, essentially from this article, all I want to point out is that I am a fan of either just the raw crypto, Bitcoin or Ethereum, or a spot ETF. And when we get to the VectorVest software, you will see exactly why I'm not a huge fan of the miners, just because when Bitcoin pulls back or crypto pulls back, these miners get crushed. And I'm going to show you that utilizing the RT. So if you're interested in Bitcoin, I know it's a little bit of a dip right now. If that's something that you're interested in the future, we'll get to that in just a moment. But next up, look at this. We got a tropical storm. Maybe that's why it didn't come today. Because I'm right here in the middle of this hurricane here, right? The hurricane's coming in. We're in Charlotte, in case anybody did not know that. We're in Charlotte, so we got a little hurricane here. And then we had a hurricane hit Louisiana. Luckily, the damage was not as bad. Actually, I had a friend, EMT specialist, went down there. Pretty much went down there and told to come right back. So I'm just glad the damage wasn't good. I know the play was probably going to be oil, things of that nature. I've said that before, when storms are in the Gulf. Oil is up again today, but this is the bigger storm that I'm more concerned about, if you did not know this. Look at this. Shanghai suspends LNG loadings as strong typhoon batters city. And now this just isn't any typhoon, right? Look at this. The most powerful cyclone to directly hit Shanghai and its outskirts since 1949. That's a big storm, right? So what's the play? Look at this. Suspended all LNG, right? Natural gas. It is up today. Last time I looked, it was, right? I think it was up about 1.5%, 2%. I don't know if it'll have the topic. Yep, it will. Natural gas, 1.95%, right? So it's up. That's my move today. Oil, you got WTI, Brent, they're also up today. So I'm not surprised that with the storm, but just be careful because, global economic weakness on the horizon or fears, whatever you want to call it, that is going to damper some of the oil demand, some of the bullish momentum there. Janice, glad you made it through. Francine. Oh, yes. Janice, are you in the South? Are you in Louisiana or Alabama? Yeah, Francine. Like I said, I had a friend went down there to help out with some of the storm damage. They weren't down there long. I think they're already back home. So I'm just glad that, the storms never want anybody to get hurt in a storm now. She took a turn to the east, so all of our trees are intact. Awesome, Janice. Glad to hear. Glad to hear that. And if anybody's in the coastal areas of North and South Carolina, definitely my prayers are going out for you. Have to check on some family later in the day. Make sure they're not experiencing any flooding. Let's see here. Janice, yes. St. Francisville, Louisiana, a little north of Baton Rouge. Okay. And I think that's where they went, was Baton Rouge, to one of the medical facilities down there or whatever. But like I said, they came back. I'm just glad the damage wasn't as bad as we thought. Pennywise, I think Palantir will see $40 by the end of the month. Well, Pennywise, I think a lot of that's going to have to do with how the market responds to the interest rate decision. But I think if we get that 25 basis point cut there, I think we'll still see it, rally up. But yeah, so Shanghai, they're suspending LNG, right? Biggest storm to hit Shanghai since 1949. Just want to throw, especially if you're an energy trader, this is the news for you, right? This is the energy trader. So let's get rid of these stories. All right, next story, we got Apple, right? Apple share slide as analysts highlight sluggish iPhone 16 demand, right? Well, I've been talking about it. What have I been talking about? Huawei's trifold, right? I don't think it's by any mishap that iPhone 16 comes out and their biggest competitor in Chinese consumers says, hey, we're going to release our phone the same day. I mean, that's one of the biggest consumer markets, obviously China. So you can see why Apple, that's a big key to their market here, down just over 3% this morning. Right now, you can still see it here. Anyone know how to find the Unisearch for Fastlane by Glenn? So that would be a star search. So you would have to have Pro Trader. If you have a real-time subscription or the Pro Trader add-on, you will be able to do the star search layout, and it should just be under the Pro Trader folder. Huawei is banned in the U.S. Yes, it is. But I'm not talking about Apple's competition here in the U.S. That's Google, right? And we had the Google Pixel. That just came out. That's what I got, was the Pixel. Glenn, I know he's team iPhone. I don't know if he just got a new phone. I don't know if it was the 16 or the one before it. But yeah, Apple's big competition right now is Huawei in China, right? And you can see just let's see here. There it is right there. Demand for iPhone 16 is lower than expected and down 12% year over year compared to the first weekend. The iPhone 15, right? Huawei's quality is kind of sketchy, to be honest. Anyways, I'm not debating that. I'm not going to say it's not. I can't really speak on them because, like I said, they're banned in the U.S. I don't think many of us, unless you're doing business in China, can really speak on the quality of their phones or their network. But apparently, they're making a big dent when it comes to Apple. So I just wanted to share with that. That's going to be the big Apple story. I mean, as far as the Mag 7, I think this was the big loser today, at least so as far as now. I mean, going into the holidays, though, I don't think Apple's not a bad stock. It is a little overvalued compared to the VectorVest metrics, but still, one of the best stocks out there, right? All right. And the last, oh, wait, nope, that was it. Let's close out of this. Go back to the software here. Now let's take a look at what we got. All right, see the Dow Jones slipping. It was like 130 just a few minutes ago. So let's go to the graphs. Actually, let's do it this way. You saw graph. All right, here's the Dow Jones. Let's go to the 1 day. Just want to see what we had here. All right, you see all the momentum was out first thing this morning here. We did get a little bit of we got a gap up here. All the momentum to the upside, but look, just slowly going down, down, and down. Can't really get behind it right now. If you are going to trade in the Dow Jones or any ETFs related to the Dow Jones, you see this low here. We got a higher low here. So definition, uptrend is starting. My stop for the Dow Jones, if you're going to day trade any Dow Jones ETFs or Dow Jones stocks, could be right at this level here. It's 41,468, somewhere in there. Let's pull up the Qs real quick, see what the Qs are doing. Pull up the VectorVest Composite and the SPY, see what the market is doing today, see where the money's at. All right, here we have the Qs. Pretty lackluster there. Oh, let's do this. Get rid of this guy here. All right, Qs is pretty flat. I don't see a whole lot of momentum in the Qs right now, really in either direction. If you're going to be bearish, definitely I would want to break this level here, 470.56. A little bit more confirmation, you got 469.94. But yeah, as far as any kind of bullish momentum, not seeing it here right now. And I'm not too surprised to see, the market kind of moving sideways right now. Everyone's trying to figure out what's going to happen with the interest rate decision, right? As an Android owner, I consider Apple the dark side. Here, that one I'll pin. That one I'll pin. I don't think it pinned. Joey, did it pin?
No. Which one was it?
The comment. I was trying to pin the comment.
Yeah, which comment?
Remore. As an Android owner, I consider Apple the dark side. But look, if I pull this over, I clicked on it. I'm going to let Joey look at that. But you see the Qs, look at that. Like I said, I'm not too bullish right now. Expected pretty flat day today. But you can see over the last 3 minutes, the bears taking charge. About to break that first level of support I was talking about. But when you get confirmation of this level, that would be the key for the bears. Glenn is trying to, or sorry, not Glenn, Joey's trying to figure out. There we go. Now we can pin comments. All right. I might leave that one up there for a while just because I'm team Android. But I started out on iPhones. I had iPhone until the 4S, and then I moved to Samsung, and now I'm at Pixel. Don't really miss it. Ryan, it's pinned on the chat. Okay, it is pinned on the chat. All right, perfect. SLV, GLD, GLDM look good right now. I was talking about gold last week, right? Even uranium. I know we looked at hot industries, uranium. So let's see what is moving. We see the market's pretty lackluster. Let's just take a look at the broad market here. The VectorVest Composite. Get rid of value. Pretty much looks like the opposite of the Qs, right? Pretty flat, but a little bit more bullish momentum. It's kind of waning over the last few sessions. But yeah, I'm not seeing any real reason to jump in right now, right? I don't see a lot of momentum to the upside or the downside. The Qs definitely showing a little bit more to the downside. There we go. But that's going to be the level to really look out for here. Now, let's close out of this. We're going to go to the viewers. All right, and I've got some great stocks for you today, guys. I got some good ones here. First, we're going to start off with the boomers. These are the stocks here with some of the highest percent price gains today, right? We've got Neon, LPTX, PGHL. A lot of these stocks you probably never heard of, right? So let's just take a look at the graphs. See if we got some follow through today. Got some good momentum trades. Let's see here. We'll go to 1 day. Oh, this thing is still rocking and rolling to the upside. You see the high here, consolidation. Definitely just take out the high, get confirmation to the upside. But other than that, I mean, price action pretty much staying above that 20-day. We are showing a little bit of, weakness right now. But, I mean, price action's got to cool a little bit. So if you want to, if you see some more momentum here to the upside, I just wait to take out that high, right? Look at about 949, a few cents above that just for confirmation. Deborah says, I love Apple. Hey, either you love Apple or you love Android, right? Not too many people say they love both. Let's see, yeah. But this one looks good. LPTX, let's go to 1 month here. Look at that upper wick. It was looking good earlier today, but this upper wick here, what I do like about it though, look, we just broke through both of these levels of resistance, which are now support, right? Resistance, not going to come in until 367. So we got some room to the upside here. So with some basic management techniques here, this could be a good one to get into. You see some buying pressure here starting to turn around. Now, to get any kind of confirmation, we see it's flat right now. Okay, so this one's lacking volume, so we're going to skip that one altogether. PGHL, we got 1 month. This is a beautiful chart. Lower left, upper right, all the moving averages in our favor here. Bill, thank you. Hope you are well. In Tennessee, got some rain from it. Bill, you're in Tennessee? Nice. I'm actually going to go visit Gatlinburg next week, actually. I'll be out in Tennessee, but you guys should be getting some rain. It's kind of weird because we're getting the storm coming up from the Mississippi area in Louisiana, and we're getting one from the East Coast. So, yeah, if you're in Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, and potentially Georgia, it's going to be some storms and rain over the next few days. But I did see some optimism by the weekend, and not too much sunshine, but at least no rain. JP indicator only works on Android. I know that's right, John. I know that's right. You got to get that JP indicator on the Android app. It's phenomenal, right? But yeah, this one right here, I mean, even if you're not going to day trade it just because, playing off the momentum here, even from like just a nice swing trade. I mean, this is lower left, upper right. It's working. It's moving in the direction we want to, right? I like what I see here. Now, if we can just, handle out, definitely don't like the upper wick, but other than that, I do like the stock here. Now, here we got a big mover. Look at this, showing indecision on both sides of the aisle here. I do like it did find a level of support right at that 3-day exponential moving average. Let's take a look at the 1 day here. Yeah, this is now level of support. So yeah, the next level of resistance is coming at 110.56. So we do have some room there. So if the moving averages can get in our favor and we stay above this level of support here, that could be, easy stop price or easy stop limit right there, 106.83. That's going to be my stop. Right now it's at 106.95. So you don't have, too much of a drop right there. It's either it's going to work or it's not, right? My prayers with all those having these rains and the winds and crazy. Oh, I'll pin that one definitely, Amir. Yeah, the weather's been a little crazy down here in the southeast, but hey, we're used to it this time of year. We're used to hurricanes. All right, we got ASND. Look at all the move was pre-market, right? Since then, no move. Honestly, if you're going to do this, I'd probably be more bearish than anything. You see the level of resistance, 139.86. But I'd want a clear break. Right now, we're right on that line. If I just zoom in here, you see we're right on that line. But yeah, I'd want a clear break. But other than that, momentum's all to the downside. What about SPY? Yeah, we'll get SPY in just a moment here. Here we got Wheeler. This is Wheeler REIT. If I go to 3 month, you can definitely tell this is a bottom, kind of more of a bottom fishing play. But look, the momentum is there now to the upside. You have to look and see what's going on in the news, but the moving averages in our favor. We had this big, strong sell rating, showing the momentum to the upside. But look, the sell rating is starting to break up now, right? And we're starting to see price action move to the upside. So again, if you're aggressive, because these are the high flyers today, this might be a stock for you. All right. Now, Thursday was such a big hit, bullish engulfing patterns. We got a green light today, so I figured I'd bring some bullish engulfing stocks to you. Now, the reason why I like these, I actually ran the search on Friday, right? So Friday is when the bullish engulfing happened. Today, we looked for follow through. I went through like 10 or 20 of these stocks. These are some of the top ones I saw here. If I scroll to the right, look at this. We got utility. That's hot right now. Software, Zoom video, I'm kind of surprised to be in here, but Teleflex, this one looked really good. So let's take a look at the charts here. I will say relative safety, only one stock here with a safety rating, right? And that's NRG, that's the utility stock. So if you're going to play a bullish engulfing candlestick, it's the highest safety rating and it's a utility company, right? So this might be a good one to have in your portfolio. We got 3 buy rated stocks, but look at these. Look at the CIs. They go down more than they go up. So these are going to be short-lived, right? I'm not surprised with Zoom video that's got a CI of 0.52. Let's take a look at the chart here. Oh, we're going to talk about SMCI. SMCI is on one of this list. Not this list, but it's coming up. But here's NRG. I mean, this is a beautiful utility company, right? Especially with all of the economic woes and concerns, elections, stuff like that. And I saw last week, I'd take a look at the top RT industries, but utility, it's one of the top RT industries, so you can see why people are getting into it. They're getting a little defensive in their portfolios. This is a good stock here. But if I zoom into a 1 month, there's the bullish engulfing from Friday. That's when I ran the search. Look at that. Follow through. This is exactly what you want. We got the buying pressure here. No wick up at the top. Buyers are in control. I like what I see. And the resistance, we're a couple bucks away. If I zoom back here, resistance is going to start coming around just above $83. Right now, we're almost at 82. So if you want more confirmation, break above this. But otherwise, I like what I see here. If you see price rejected at this level, if you get in this position, just take note of it, plan accordingly, right? But otherwise, if we break right through it, prior resistance is just the current high. And look, we got buy ratings. Everything looks good. This was actually, I really like this one. All right, scroll down. Here we got Zoom video. Look, Zoom, big move to the upside here. But look, we got 2 really good levels of support here. What was that? 66 and 66.02. So we had 66.5, 66.02. Found nice level of support here. We see the rejection here. We did get some follow through today, but look at this upper wick right on this level of resistance here. So if you want to play Zoom, that's the level I'm looking for. 68.73. About $1 away, right? Just actually less than $1 away. So we can break above that, get confirmation for $1. I'm good. I'll do that, right? Yes, sir. SMCI has been looking good lately. Ready for that rebound. Like I said, it all depends on the news that comes out with SMCI, right? Because I don't know if you guys watched the video I did last week. What's the better dip to buy off bad news? CrowdStrike or SMCI? If you didn't watch the video, essentially when it comes to the news part, SMCI is still a wild card. We don't know if those accusations are true, false, whatever they be. CrowdStrike, their damage is done. Well, hopefully, unless they have another outage, but the damage is done. It's been contained, and even a lot of their clients aren't that mad at them. I know Delta's a little mad at them. Obviously, it cost Delta some money. But as far as some of their other big partners like Microsoft, still working with them, right? Let's see. Are you found any good stocks to trade today? Akshay, we've been going through some stocks. You better rewind it because we've gone through quite a few stocks. But here's nice bounce off this level of support. Fresh moving average crossover here. 3 cross above the 8. But again, we got a level of resistance with the upper wick. Take out that upper wick. It's less than $1 and you get your confirmation, right? Crowd will be thin in the long run. Hope there's be something in structural videos during the afternoon session of the market for day trading with VectorVest. All the day trading with VectorVest stuff is going to be in the Jockey Club, and that's from 9 a.m. to about 10:30 every morning. That's where all the day trading stuff is. Here's a stock for you to have on your radar. TFX, Teleflex, right? Lower left, upper right, price action remains above the 20-day. If we go to 6-month chart here, look at this. Ever since June, this thing is rocking and rolling to the upside. Even look at its forecasted earnings per share. I think it's moving, right? Price action above just hit a new 6-month high. Let's go to 1 year. Close. Okay, so that's what we're waiting to break. 256. Right now we're at 246. So if you're going to ride it up, just use the moving averages. Nice and simple. Maybe a trend line or something. I can see a nice trend line here. Be pretty easy to draw. Otherwise, if you want confirmation, we're less than $10 away, right? But if you want to be a little bit more aggressive, there you go. We got Teleflex. And this is a healthcare company. It's a pretty hot space right now. I'm still adding a little CRWD, CrowdStrike here and there in small bites. Pennywise, that's the best way I would do it. I would say, even with SMCI, going all in, no. Tiptoe in, right? Because, get a good dollar cost average. I'm not saying, dollar cost average on the way down, right? But if you're in an open position, I would, especially for those two companies, because there's a lot of momentum to the downside, a lot of negative news, small positions, add over time, right? That's going to be the conservative way to go. Now, if you want to shoot from the hip, you just go all in and just put a good stop on there, right? And that's not the route I would go. Now, here we go. We got most active gainers. So we got the bullish engulfing. Here's the most active gainers here. All right, we got Palantir, NCNA, Bone Biologics, ProShare Short 500, Short QQQ, look at this. Bearish ETF, semiconductors, bearish ETF, Qs, right? Palantir at the top of the list. Intel's at the top of the list, up 3%. So you can see it's a lot of tech here, especially between Palantir and Intel. Other than that, it's a lot of ETFs in the list. And you see NVIDIA and some pharmacies. See out there the drug companies. So other than the drug companies, because they will appear in the list, this list pretty often, just, they're pretty news-based. But other than that, look, ETF short, that's where the volume's at right now. That's where the volume is at, ETF shorts. So just be careful of that. Now here, this is something that you guys are going to be really interested in. And this is where SMCI comes into place, right? What I did was, I went to the NASDAQ. Palantir volume is slowing, though. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if volume on most equities tapers off going into the interest rate decision. I wouldn't be surprised at that. For those like me that can't attend the Jockey Club because of the hours, would be great to see something intraday for day trading. I will have to pass that message along with them. But yeah, I'm a day trader, so I get it. I definitely get it. Now let's see, Janus. All right, so these stocks here, right? What I did was I simply took the NASDAQ 100 and I resorted the list, price divided by volume. So these right here are some of the most undervalued stocks. Actually, these are the most undervalued stocks in the NASDAQ 100. I just displayed the top 20, and whichever of these stocks had to have double digits, both growth rate earnings and sales growth rate. If they did not have double digits, even if they were in the top 15 of the most undervalued stocks, in the NASDAQ 100, they didn't make the cut, right? Because there's a reason why investors don't want to pay a premium for them. A lot of those companies did not have good forecasted data, right? Meta Platforms at the top of the list. I don't know if you guys, if you've been watching my videos for a while, I've talked about Meta being one of the most undervalued stocks in the NASDAQ. And that started like back when it was in the 300s, and then it hit earnings, went up to the 400s. Now you can see it's now in the 500s, right? But look at this. We buy the stock almost $700. RVRS, there's probably some of the highest in the database. Relative timing, 1.1. Only buy rated stock that is undervalued, right? Or only buy rated stock that is one of the most undervalued stocks, right? Only buy rated in the list. Double digits. All of them have double digits. So I don't even need to talk about sales growth and earnings growth. It's phenomenal here. The only one that's lacking a double digit is Qualcomm, and it's got 6 for the growth rate, right? It's the only one I let in the list. And the only reason why I let that one in the list is because the semiconductor might be hot. Undervalued means out of favor. Hey, Haas, I'm not going to disagree with that. I'm not. Because a lot of these companies get overvalued. And, VectorVest, we've seen it before. VectorVest value the company at a fraction of what it will be. And then when the hype runs out, it usually makes its way back down to our valuation. Tesla, perfect example of that, right? Now, our valuation is strict. It's not like, oh, I think this is a great stock, I'm going to value it at that. No, it's Dr. D's formula. If you've never seen it, it's a mathematical formula. A little over my head, some of it at least, but it does a great job, right? It really gives you a breakdown. What is this company worth? Without all the hype, all the news, whatever it may be. But let's take a look at these starts here. See if there's some opportunities. Let's get rid of this guy. All right, here we got Meta over the last year. Nice lower left, upper right. Looks like it's just charging up again, right? Looks like it's charging up again here. Look at this. Higher low. There's the low. Boom. Higher low. I like it. So we are trending up. Moving averages in our favor. Buy ratings becoming more frequent. Forecasted earnings per share. Lower left, upper right. I'm telling you, this is one of my favorite stocks on the NASDAQ 100. I know Zuckerberg ain't got the best reputation, nor does Facebook, but when you look at it on the chart and, you know, from a fundamental standpoint, forecasted data standpoint, you know, don't sleep on it. That's all I'm going to say. Don't sleep on it. All right, here we got Google. I like Google. I mean, obviously, I'm an Android person, and I'm going to tell you right now, just look at it for about 5 seconds here. Boom. We're going to make this easy. Nice downward trend line. And look at that. We're on the cusp of breaking. I'm going to have to zoom in here. But Google, this might be the bottom fishing play right here. Look, all the moving averages in our favor. We're showing a lot of buying pressure coming off this level of support here. Let's zoom in 3 month, get better visual. So yeah, there's the support. There's the buying pressure. Nice bounce off that. Moving averages in our favor. But you see how it's really utilizing that 20-day exponential or EMA as a level of resistance between today and yesterday. You see the upper wicks? I might have to zoom in a little bit more. There we go. Yep, right at that. That's my confirmation, right? We broke the downward trend line. Looks like we tried to retest it today. I know I didn't draw the perfect trend line because I was zoomed out. But breaking that downward trend line, just get above the 20-day EMA, and I'm excited for it. You know, I'd take it. I agree that Google is a buying opportunity now. Hey, Penny. I know my Apple lovers may not like to hear that. But yeah, I'm on the boat of Google. I mean, this stock was $190, $157. Look at our, and you know, let's add our value. We valued it. Whew, the value's still climbing. I'm sold. So sold. I don't even need to talk about it anymore. That's my stock of the day. Google. That's it. If you're trying to bottom fish on Google, just broke above this trend line. Moving averages in our favor. Value still. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Ryan, Netflix has a nice chart like Meta. So Netflix didn't make it. I saw it I don't think it made it, but I'm pretty sure the reason why is because the forecasted data was not up to par. That's the only reason why I was in the list. But if you ever go to the NASDAQ 100 watch list, resort it, price divided by value, get the most undervalued stocks in the NASDAQ 100. That in itself is worth some money. I'll tell you right now, that in itself. Google is making a lot of progress and it's self-driving through Waymo. I heard about Waymo. Not Waymo. Waymo. Waymo is like a self-driving Uber. I think essentially kind of what Tesla was aiming for. You know, self-driving cars or whatever. I have to do a story on that. You know, that's actually, Penny, well, let me write that down. You know, we can do a story on the Google self-drive. Waymo. All right. Because, let's be honest, if Google beats Tesla to the punch, that ain't good for Tesla. That's just not good for Tesla. I'll tell you that right now. All right, so Google, I hope, you know, hit that like button because I found you some good stocks today. I found you all kinds of stocks today. But Google, that one right there, just from a conservative, just a simple look at the chart, it's telling me to buy. But if I can get above that 20-day EMA, I'd be a lot more confirmed. Uber is partnering with Waymo now. Oh, yeah, okay. So it's going to be Uber and Google takes on Tesla, it sounds like, right? Ryan, how about App and GGAL? What time is it? 12:30. All right, we're going to get to your stocks in just a moment. Make sure you hit that like button because I'm, you know, like Glenn, I'm going to stick to it. Y'all want 10 stocks? I better see 100. How many people are in here? 205. Okay, numbers going up. I appreciate it. But look at this. That's the trade of the day. Google breaking the downward trend line if you just joined us, but value still rising. I love it. All right, let's get through these. So these are the most undervalued stocks in the NASDAQ 100 with positive double-digit earnings growth rate, sales growth rate, right? Because I don't want to buy stocks. I got crappy forecasted data that nobody wants, and that's why they're undervalued. But look at this one. Value still on the rise. SMCI here, right? We did hit a new low last week. Now, as far as seeing any kind of confirmation, I talked about this last week. I'd really want to see it above this prior swing low. You're looking around 494, 495. Now, if you bought it, if you've been buying it, right? If we hit a new low, it's 389. Just be careful. And I have a feeling the only reason we will hit a new low is either A, the market don't like what it heard with the interest rates and the FOMC decision, or B, some of these accusations might be coming true, right? So don't become emotionally attached to it. Make that money, move on. Because I don't know if the accusations are true or not. No one watching this does. The investigation is underway. We will find out, right? Let's see here. Nothing will happen for years, Troy. I'm not worried about Google's antitrust lawsuit. They've been doing antitrust lawsuits on Google. Was it Nvidia is under the radar now? Apple. I mean, these companies are so big. The only ones making out are the attorneys. Let's be honest. The only ones making out from these antitrust lawsuits. All right. So SMCI, you see the reason there. It's completely undervalued. Great forecasted data. It's just got the Hindenburg report. So, but we are seeing some optimism there. Now, here's a stock, Micron, right? Now, this is the perfect example of the importance of our valuation, right? You don't have to overthink it, right? Look at this. I'm going to use a little freehand line, right? The stock is up here. The valuation's right here, right? Way overvalued. So, not every time, but generally speaking, if something is overvalued, more often than not, you're going to see price action go down, right? Value rise, right? And they meet somewhere in the middle. And in this case, it's right around, about right where we are now, about $90, right? So that's the importance of the valuation. But look at it now. Now the stock is undervalued. The value keeps on climbing, right? But this one has got a lot of momentum to the downside. It's not breaking any downward trend line. Put it on your shopping list. I think some great buying opportunities might present themselves, but you see right here, if you're in Micron, I'm already going to tell you, you got a double bottom. Look at this. One touch, two touches, right? It's pretty flat on that line. If you break 85, 68 and you're holding Micron, the next level of support, and there's two levels there, it's close to $60. So from 80 to 60, that's what, another 25% on the way down. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. I can't tell you what to do, but have some discipline. If we break that prior low, if you want a little bit more wiggle room, you're looking around $84, right? It's 86 right now. But other than that, as far as buying this position right now, I'm not on board, but definitely put it in your radar. I mean, it's becoming one of the most undervalued stocks. It's in a hot space right now. It's Micron, right? MU is interesting to me. I've made a lot of money trading it. Okay, Penny White. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, if we go back to 5 years here, look at this. Nice steady run here, especially between 2022 up until May of this year. That's a huge run. But again, stay disciplined, right? Because if you're up here at $140 and you didn't sell it because you love Micron, well, now you're down here at $86, right? Protect profits, protect profits. All these AI machines will need memory. Oh, they will. I don't think. I'm definitely on the band that these AI or semiconductor stocks, they're not going anywhere, right? They're not. And if you've heard me talk about it before, computer chips can be, well, not can be, but it's typically cyclical in nature. But the rise of this AI and the GPUs, we got new AI phones, new AI computers. Everyone's having an upgrade right now, right? To get this AI technology. And even on the back end of things, when it comes to the data servers, right? To process the AI technology. So that's what's really prolonging the cyclical nature of semiconductors, at least in my opinion. But look at MU. That value is rocketing to the upside. Don't forget about it. Like I said, momentum's to the downside right now. If we break this line, probably not a bad short idea. But again, it's probably really just going to depend on what the market does, right? Now let's see here. All right, here we got Baker Hughes. This is an oil company. This is actually one of my favorite oil companies here. I do like this one quite a bit. If we go back to a 6-month chart, stays undervalued. And honestly, the price action here, $33, not a very volatile stock, does pay a dividend. So if you're looking for a nice dividend stock, I mean, this isn't the NASDAQ 100, one of the most undervalued companies. I know oil is not the best place to be right now, but put it on your radar. Would you still buy PTL right now, long-term portfolio? I don't know if I'd buy any long-term position 2 days right before an interest rate decision, right? Why? What's the rush if it's a long-term position? Unless you just, you've got the fortitude to, just withstand that volatility. Otherwise, why do it to yourself, right? It's a long-term position. I don't need to be in a rush to buy it. MU is a sell at moment. Yeah, Deborah, all the momentum is to the downside. But like I said, put it on your radar. It's becoming one of the most undervalued companies. And look, Qualcomm, same situation. I said a lot of these semiconductors are under pressure. When all these semiconductors were flying high and way overvalued, people were buying them, right? Now they're undervalued, right? Now you're getting a great deal. It's just the technicals are not in your favor. It's like Qualcomm. Just wait, have some patience, right? You see this blue line, that's my cutoff, 157. We got it. One touch, two touch. This low, technically higher than the low before. So if you really wanted to get aggressive, because the moving averages are not in our favor, that's going to be my cutoff. But otherwise, I'd want to see some confirmation to the upside here. Have a call condor on Palantir. I am buying leaps in Palantir. Hey, leaps in Palantir, not a bad idea. I'm looking at leaps right now on ARM Holdings. I've been buying NVIDIA and Broadcom on the dips. We need to see customers' reaction to AI phones. Oh man, you can create about anything you want with an AI phone. I got all kinds of crazy stuff on my phone. I was messing around with my nephew. He's like, "Oh, you got that new iPhone or the new AI phone, the Gemini." They were messing around with it. I got a picture of him jumping on his buddy, and they weren't really jumping on each other. It's crazy what you can do with the phones, though. But like I said, Qualcomm, have it on your radar. And I think that's all the stocks here. Just the stories. Again, Apple was in the headlines because iPhone 16 demand weaker than expected. I think it dropped down to 12%, right? If I remember correctly. But I would probably owe a lot of this. I mean, Google Pixel Gemini just came out 2 weeks ago. That's when I bought it. But the Huawei phone, their competition in China, that's not helping Apple. That's for sure. But this is what I really wanted to show you here. When we were talking about the Bitcoin miners, right? Here we got Mara. Here we got Riot, right? Look at the RTs on these. 0.47, 0.33, right? Now, if I compare that to a Bitcoin spot ETF, 0.83. Yeah, it's in a downtrend, but these downtrends are much worse and they have sell ratings, right? That's why I don't like the miners. They're more volatile, in my opinion, and just looking at the charts, than the spot ETFs. And it's Bitcoin. Why do I want to add more volatility to Bitcoin than what's already there? So that's why I'm a big fan of the Bitcoin ETFs. I got Bitwise here, probably one of the most popular ones. But again, if Bitcoin pulls back, these spot ETFs typically hold their ground a little bit or a lot better than some of these. You can tell just by the RTs. I mean, 0.46 to 0.33 compared to 0.82, right? And then the other stock I had here was Nike on the list, which I did miss that story. But essentially it said, the story essentially said that even though Nike's under the pressure right now when it comes to price action, you see the RT at 0.83, so it is, it's been pulling back. Stock is still overvalued. So I wanted to see what it was like in the VectorVest 7 software. Trading just shy of $80. We valued it 66.92, right? So almost 67. So it's still overvalued. So if you're thinking about buying Nike on this dip right now, the momentum to the downside and it's still overvalued, I can't really get on board with that at this time. So I definitely agree with the article there. All right, now what you've been waiting for is 1248, so we got to get through these. It's here, customer picks. All right, let's see how many likes we got. Better hit that like button. I'm refreshing it now. Likes, we got 91 likes, so 9 stocks. How does CI help you? CI is a technical indicator. It just tells you historically if a stock likes to go up more than it likes to go down. Essentially, if I'm bottom fishing, I want a high CI, right? Because I don't want to be bottom fishing on a stock that just likes to keep bottoming, right? And when we pull up some stocks, I'll show you an example here, but typically if you have a high CI, it's a nice smooth price, lower left to upper right. If you have a low CI, the exact opposite, nice smooth to the downside. So whether you're bullish or bearish, you can use CI. If you want a nice smooth down trending stock, look for low CI stocks, right? And that's how you use it. All right, we got Rivian. Someone gave me Rivian last week here. We got Chewy. Did someone buy that because of old, what was it? Hello or Roaring Kitty? I about said Hello Kitty. Roaring Kitty. I know he promoted that not too long ago. We got Piper, SMR, GS, TAC, GD. Let's see what we got here. All right, we got 7. So let's see here. GS we started at. So we got TAC. Oh no, GD. Oh, app. That's where we started. App. NVDL. And shot. Safety shot. Interesting. I don't know if I've heard of that one. All right, let me refresh it. But we had 91 likes. Where are we at now? 96. All right, so it's going to be 9 stocks today, which works out because it's 12:50. So it gives us about a minute a stock. Let's scroll over to the right to see what kind of stocks he gave me here. Software, financial. Oh, utility. I'm telling you, utility's hot. Aerospace, defense, good. I think it's a good defensive play in your portfolio. I don't know if it's going to be, go gangbusters or anything, but I think aerospace, defense, good defense in portfolio. Probably should have some good price appreciation as well, as long as the market doesn't pull back, right? ETFs, we got NVDL ETF, we got food, shot, Rivian on the list here, SMR, nuclear scale, clean energy. I like that. Okay, pretty diverse list of stocks. Now looking at your stocks here, I'm going to tell you right now, this is a pretty aggressive list in nature. Only 2 stocks with three stocks with a favorable RS. So just know these stocks are pretty aggressive in nature. As far as relative timing, for the most part, these stocks are all trending up, except these 2 here. We got Rivian and NuScale. Mostly buy-rated stocks. All right, let's see what you got here. Let's go ahead and graph it. All right, here we've got App. I don't know who gave me this one, but I like it. I can see the momentum. Look at this big-bodied candlesticks. 4 of them. Let's go to 3 months here. Oh, yeah. Brand new high. Very little wick at the top. A lot of volume on this move to the upside over the last few trading sessions. Look at value still on the rise. The stock is overvalued, but if you've heard me say it before, as long as value is on the rise, look at this. You see here, value on the rise, price action on the rise. That I'm not too concerned about, right? But if I see price action on the rise and value is either flat or moving down, then I'm concerned more, right? Obviously, I do like undervalued stocks, but if both are moving up, hey, it's worth my time. But this one right here looks beautiful. I mean, just on the 1-year chart, I mean, whether you want to get this stock was $40. Now it's at $115. Nice lower left to upper right. Big move to the upside right now. Again, if you're going to get into it, looks like a momentum trade right now. Just be careful of any pullbacks. But I don't see any upper wicks right now. So I like what I see here. I don't know who put an app in, but congratulations. This is a good stock. I like it. A lot of momentum right there. Here we got Piper. Beautiful. Lower left, upper right. But look at this jump in the valuation. Undervalued right now. I mean, wrong one. Let's do a month. Okay, big 3 candlesticks, fresh crossover. I like it. I mean, 270, 280. We got a little bit of room till we hit a level resistance. 278, got about $6 there. But the stock's undervalued. 330 is what we're valuing the stock at. Rising earnings per share. This is beautiful. I like it. I don't know who gave me Piper, but definitely, we got a winner here. I like this one. Goldman Sachs, same thing. Look, it's just like Piper. Was overvalued, but now valuations on the rise. Price action, taking a breather here, but it looks like we're getting a fresh crossover here really soon. I just like to see the price action get above that 20-day and really get above, that's the high here. Yeah, I'm going to say 494. It's about $10 away. I want a little bit more confirmation there. So you can see this little swing up here. But yeah, if we can get above there, I like it. Goldman Sachs. Everyone's familiar with Goldman Sachs. This is beautiful. Definitely, I'd put this one on your radar. When I started buying app in December, it was up 300% over the past year. Since then, it's gone 37 and over 100. Awesome. Awesome, John. But yeah, I mean, you guys are getting some great stocks today. Goldman Sachs. Here, we've got the utility company, TransAlta here. It is overvalued. Price action, nice steady rise. All the moving averages in our favor. Just hit a brand new high. No wick at the top. And look at the value. Value is rising. If I go to 1 year here. 1 year, the forecasted earnings per share, nothing to brag about. But this jump in valuation here. The jump with valuation and the price action, I like what I see there. Both are moving up nice and steadily. I like it. I didn't stay in the app that time. Let's see here. All right, we got General Dynamics. Again, look at this. Price action, chasing volume. I don't know if you guys just wanted to stick with the mantra today, but we're talking a lot about valuation and price action. And both of these, I mean, look at this. Exactly what we're looking for. Price action on the rise. Value on the rise. Just broke these levels of resistance. Only thing here, we're seeing indecision, right? See the upper and lower wick. If I'm going to get in it right now, I'm going to wait to get a breakout, either to the upside of that high or to the low side, depending on how I want to play it. I'd be bullish more than anything. But yeah, if I don't own it, I'd wait to take out today's high, just because we're showing indecision there. If you're in it, hey, you got a nice trend line here. Moving averages in our favor, brand new high. Again, just, make sure you have some kind of stop in place, right? But everything looks good there. Here we've got Chewy. Beautiful. $32.61. Company is overvalued, but look, valuation's on the rise here. I like what I see. This tall upper wick here, I talked about this last week, Chewy. This has to do with, what's his name? Roaring Kitty, right? The GameStop guy. He's in it. He's promoting this, right? So this is, there's going to be some retail traders, and I don't know when his next webcast is, but if you own Chewy, you might want to pay attention to Roaring Kitty, right? He can move it. He can move a stock. We've seen what he can do to GameStop, so just be careful. Ryan, if the market breaks down, how well does valuation or CI or RS help you, right? Well, CI and RS typically are going to find less volatile stocks. So if the market breaks down, obviously no one's got a crystal ball, but historically speaking, if you're in a stock that's higher CI, higher RS, those stocks are a little, they're not going to pull back with the market, but the volatility in that pullback should not be as severe as most of the stocks in the database, just by what those two indicators are telling us. As far as valuation, well, it just depends what you mean by the market breaks down. If the market breaks real down, I don't think anybody really cares about valuations, right? It's all about protecting your profit, or protecting profits and protecting your portfolio. But again, when the market pulls back, I'd much rather be in an undervalued stock than an overvalued stock. Tesla, perfect example. We'll pull up Tesla in just a moment. We got NVIDIA. And did we just lose internet? Oh, I think the storm's here. Joey, are you here? Yeah. Am I live? Yep. All right. Well, I am live. Okay. Let me just refresh the software here. Like I said, there's a hurricane coming. Let's close this. All right. But NVIDIA, as far as you're back now. Thank you. Like I said, there's a hurricane here. I'm recording. It looks like the power, the internet's getting a little spotty. I got an email earlier today talking about my internet's out of the house. So I guess I'm not in a rush to go home today. Intel got huge investment from the government. I'm not surprised by that. Why? Why would you be surprised by that? I talked about this. I did a video like a month or two ago. Politics and AI. Intel being the largest, domestic chip manufacturer and foundry. Yeah, penny-wise, they still make inferior chips, but their chips can be utilized for less complicated tasks like, vehicles, IoT devices. But let's be honest here, the U.S. is looking for chip independence from Taiwan and other places, and Intel is going to be the key to that, right? And Trump's running mate's from Ohio, so politically, whether you're left or right, Kamala or Trump, I think Intel is going to be will benefit from from government spending or whatever you want to call it, right? The CHIPS Act, right? That was the most recent one. But the CHIPS Act was only like $50 billion when China put in like a couple $100 billion. So I'm going to throw that in perception. I don't think the CHIP Act is over. I think they're just trying to figure out how to make these investments because these foundries are so complicated. It's not like, oh, here's a couple $1 billion, just build a foundry. No, it's way more complicated than that. But yeah, as far as NVIDIA, I ain't worried about it. And just have a stop in place. I mean, this is the most important company in the market right now. Getting into it undervalued, getting a good position while it's still under evaluation, and the price action, taking a breather right now. Hey, not too bad, not too bad. Here we got SHOT. Ooh, look at this one. You know, put this on your radar. Look, I mean, perfect turnaround. We saw you the sell-off, but look, momentum to the upside, moving averages in our favor. The stock is overvalued. It's not doing much. Earnings per share, not a whole lot. This is a pure technicals momentum play. And look, we got a freehand line here. Perfect freehand line. Again, I don't like to overcomplicate it. You could either use a freehand line, moving averages, maybe a trailing stop, just something, you know, keep the position and maintain. All right, here we got Rivian. We talked about this last week. It's not doing a whole lot, right? You know, either you're going to want to see it break above this level of resistance for confirmation or to the downside. But right now, under the 20-day exponential moving average, I'm not optimistic about it right now. But look, forecasted earnings per share on the rise. The valuation's dropping, right? So as far as getting into this because it's fundamental, no, I'm not quite there. Getting into it, more of a technical trade, I could get behind that with Rivian. You know, we see, you know, some big momentum jumps here. But right now, there's no momentum to the upside or downside. We're just in this little, you know, consolidation phase, right? So I'm not going to guess. I'm not going to just guess, but just look out for the breakout. That's all I'm going to say. Look out for the breakout. And then if I use a freehand line, you do see it broke the freehand line, got a touch, but it's kind of flat even after that touch. So yeah, not too much. I got to see some momentum there. A little optimistic there, but the valuation is what scares me. If you're a long-term investor, just be disciplined. I've seen so many EVs and, you know, alternative energy companies just drop. So don't get emotional. Ryan, I have read the government will be dropping, and oh, there's a heart in the way. I can't see what that says. Remember, I've read that the government will be dropping. Let's see here. Here we got new scale power. I like clean energy. It was hot last week. We're seeing that momentum carry over this week. Moving averages all in our favor now. Just happened. So if you want a fresh crossover, look at good. And look, resistance, we're a long way from resistance. We're almost double, almost 100% away from, you know, any clear resistance level. Okay, let's see here. EV tax credit. Now that makes sense. Now, who knows what the government's going to do in 2025, right? They're all, you know, they're making promises now. We'll see what happens next year, right? But definitely keep those subsidies, you know, on the back of your radar. SMR is up 42% in 6 days. Yeah, that's a big move here. Big move. But I think that's it. I think those are all your stocks. Yeah. Hey, hope you guys enjoyed today's session. We actually went over a lot of stocks just in time. Look at that, 103. Like I said, Glenn should be back tomorrow. He is doing tonight's video. He recorded on Friday. It's a great video. So we will see you on afternoon market action come Wednesday, and that'll be the interest rate cut, right? So we'll have a lot to talk about. But again, before I leave, you know, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe it, so that way we get into the YouTube algorithm, and people will learn how to make some money in the market. Be safe in the market, right? Hey everybody, thank you Roger, thank you Janice, Pennywise. Thank you everybody. Everyone's giving me great feedback here. Love it. Hopefully I will talk to Glenn and maybe do some more of these in the future, or we can, you know, maybe do some more pairing together. Good session, Ryan and Joey. Hope Glenn is on the mend. Yeah, remark. Glenn is fine. Today was just a personal day. Last week he was sick though. But hey, everyone be safe, especially if you're in the Southeast, you know, the coastal Carolinas, Georgia. You know, we've got a storm coming through. I'm glad everything worked out well in Louisiana. The storm was not nearly as bad as people were anticipating. But that being said, and the typhoon in Shanghai. May just everybody, you know, look out for each other, pray for each other, and stay positive one another, especially such a crazy world, right? Everybody have a good day. See you Wednesday. Bye.